So my original idea for what I was gonna do for a video today is go back to, dare I say, my roots, and react to a Matt Powell video. And I realized that I was going to voluntarily make myself angry if I did that. But then, as if Providence itself laid a video before me, I had a notification from CC, so I'm gonna do one of his dumbass videos. I hope he's not making a video while he's driving again.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris, from New York, Westchester County.
At least that was quicker than he usually does it. Usually he, makes a lot of pauses in between every word, in that stupid-ass intro. It's really annoying, but at least he made it a little bit better there.
It's 12/12/24. This is such bullshit, guys. I mean, I can't believe that this has become a problem now for the... There's a helicopter right now, okay? Now, remember that word and remember that airship, helicopter, okay? Because it's going to pertain to something that I'm about to speak to you about.
Dare I wonder what in the blue flying fuck he's talking about?
Anyway, for the last couple of weeks now, we've had a problem. Yes, we've had drones flying all over the place that are the size of fucking buses. Okay? Some are the size of cars, some are the size of fucking buses. There is no amateur person who can get their hands on anything like this.
Wouldn't a drone that's the size of a bus just be a helicopter? Wouldn't that just be an unmanned helicopter? I'm really confused. What does he mean? Why are there bus size? Is he hallucinating? Is he on something? Are there bus-sized drones? Interesting. Okay, so there are a lot of news organizations reporting on bus-sized drones.
This is militarized, okay? I don't know if it's our military or if it's a military from a different country.
Why in the blue flying fuck? I gotta pick a different... Why in the hell do you think that another military would be allowed to fly military drones in a U.S. populated city? Does that make any sense to you? There is no way that the U.S. government would allow that at all. Maybe if it were on, an actual, military base. But why in the hell would the U.S. government allow any other country's actual military drones into any of their populated cities without any sort of retaliation? Secondly, if there are military drones, why would they... If they are our military drones, if there are U.S. military drones, once again, why would they be in a populated city? What would they even be doing there? Now, if they were way up high, you know, above, like, the city's airspace, now that would be understandable. But why would there be bus-sized drones just going around close to the ground of a populated city?
I don't care. I can give a shit. Chances are it's probably us, but it might not be. Okay? There's some speculations about whether or not there's a mothership. They've been using this for a long time now, the last couple of weeks. A mothership. Iranian mothership out there that's blasting these things off. Now, I don't know much. I don't own a drone. Well, I had one.
Oh, God. I am not up to date on any sort of, like, international issues, like, at all. I find it better just to not worry about it, because there's nothing I can do about it. But I did hear about some sort of ship off our coast. But once again, flying military, like flying military, like any sort of military device from any other country into a populated city would be tantamount to an act of war. I guarantee you that. So something tells me that this is more likely just some stupid ass conspiracy theory. Some idiots who are have too much time on their hands and are way too worried about a ship off our coast, and they just see something and then they decide to link it with no fucking evidence. Anyways.
But I broke it. It was a small little freaking thing. I didn't think it was a piece of...
Didn't you say it was bus-sized? Didn't you say it was bus-sized? Now it's tiny? What the fuck are you on, dude?
Garbage. I did have a camera on it, though. It was pretty cool while I had it, and I think I used it for about 3 hours, and that was the end.
Oh, he bought a drone, and that's what he's talking about.
That toy. I can get propellers for it and fix it, but who cares? Anyway, my point is I don't know much about drones or how they're powered, but these things are hovering for...
How they're powered? Electricity, batteries. It's like how most of everything technological on this planet is powered.
Hours, I don't know, just 45 minutes, a half an hour above sensitive areas. Okay. Now, politicians are good at doing a couple of things. They really have mastered...
Lying? They're really good at lying? Lying so much that their pants are liable to catch on fire?
This way of working as a career politician. They have some excellent things that they do.
Excellent? The fuck? What are you talking about?
One thing is they can take money from you. Okay, they're
Yeah, by lying.
very good at that. Excellent. I mean, that's all they do. They take money away from you. And they also want to make money themselves.
I hope you're talking about right and left-wing politicians at the same time, because both of them do that shit.
So they're very good at that, too, because apparently their salary for most of them are only about $100,000 a year, but yet they own $15 million man.
Excuse me? Who the fuck told you that politicians are only making $100,000 a year? Because that is a bald-faced lie. Probably from the politicians.
And other places around. that are millions of dollars too. So they're very good at doing that. And they're also very good at getting back into office after being there for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. How long has Pelosi been there? Well, that fossil. How long has she been in there? 50 fucking years. 50 years. Maybe even longer. I don't know.
Why are we talking about Nancy Pelosi? From what I hear, she's actually pretty good.
But they're useless when it comes down to helping the public. Useless. Useless. That's what politicians are fucking useless. Study that word.
Most of them, yes. Grand majority. I'd go as far as to say 99.9%. But once again, we better be talking about both right and left wing. You can't just say that about one of them and not about the other, because that would also be a lie.
So we got all these drones flying around, okay? Spotted all over the place. Hundreds of sightings all over the place. And again, they like to call the mothership. You see, they're trying to...
I'd like to point out that hundreds of sightings, if we're talking about multiple of these drones, hundreds of sightings is hardly credible, given the fact that, like, we're talking about cities here. So if there are drones popping up in multiple cities across the East Coast, is it the East Coast? Where did this guy say he was from? I've listened to the intro for so many times that I just block it out. But I think he said he was in New York, which to me, I like I said, I'm shit at geography, but I'm fairly certain that that's East Coast. And by fairly certain, I know it's East Coast. But if we're talking about multiple cities along the East Coast, there should be way more than a couple hundred sightings. There should be thousands, tens of thousands. Maybe not hundreds of thousands, but tens of thousands of reports of this would make it sound credible to me. A couple hundred reports just sounds like a bunch of people with too much time on their hands reporting random bullshit that's just civilian drones.
They want us so bad, and I wish they would. They want to start an alien invasion. This is the only way they can start.
Where in the fuck did you get aliens from? What the hell? I am so fucking confused. Where did that come from? Where in the fuck did that come from? I'm fucking mystified at this point. How does he do this? How does he do this? How does he just say the most, like, kind of normal, just regular conspiracy bullshit, and then way out of left field, he comes in with this shit? How does he keep doing it, man? How does he keep doing this? What the fuck? Genuinely, where did that come from? I guess let's keep watching. I don't.
An alien invasion. By putting something up in the sky. That's it. I can't do it any other way. But anyway, I digress. Let me get back to the subject. How to take a drone down? Well, let's see. They could be gas powered. It's the only way I could possibly think that these things could stay up there for 45.
Oh my god, it's like my cat. Every time he hears me doing a goddamn video, it's like he has this cue of just coming over and mowing. I fed him not even an hour ago. I filled his bowl. I filled his water bowl. I fed the rabbit. I filled the rabbit's water bottle. He has absolutely no reason to be over here mowing at me.
Minutes. I didn't realize that there were drones. Well, I guess the military, has all of this stuff. You realize if I was to even buy a drone that's half the size of this car, I would have to get licensed. I would have to go out and sign some paperwork. There's a waiting period, I believe. We can't get our hands on any of these things. Okay, it's obvious it's militarized.
I don't know where he's... I think he's just seeing helicopters and assuming that they're bus-sized drones, I guess. Because, as far as I'm aware, even military drones often aren't that big. It doesn't take a drone of that size to mount a gun on it, you know? At that point, it's not a drone anymore. It's just an unmanned aircraft. I guess that's the description of a drone. Okay, an unmanned helicopter at that point.
And it's probably ours because we've given other countries all of our weapons. Oh, yeah.
You realize that a country that spends billions, tens of billions of dollars, maybe even hundreds of billions of dollars a year on military funding, do you really think they're just going to give away weapons without keeping a stockpile? This guy's a real fucking moron. I knew that before, but, the weapons that that the U.S. government is giving away, to, Ukraine and selling to other countries, they're not giving away... First of all, they're not giving away all of the weapons or selling all of the weapons. What they're doing is they're getting rid of the excess. You realize that we have excess weapons, right? Because of how much we spend on the military. Many of the things that the U.S. government has been giving to Ukraine are old weapons that we have no use for anymore because we have newer, better stuff in abundance. That's the reason. We're not giving away everything. What kind of moron would give away weapons to other countries to the point where they have no weapons themselves? I guarantee you that the government is not doing that.
Do you remember leaving $800 billion or $800 million worth of weapons out at the beginning of the Biden administration? Do you remember that? You might have forgotten.
The beginning of the Biden administration also just so happened to be when Russia essentially started a war with Ukraine. They don't call it a war, but they're also fucking liars. The reason why so many weapons were given away at the beginning of the Biden administration is because it was literally the only way to keep Russia in check. Because we couldn't have people boots on the grounds, no. Because that would have been them declaring war on us. And we couldn't do pretty much anything to curb Russia's bullshit ambitions. So what we did is we gave Ukraine weapons. It was kind of the only way we could stop them from taking Ukraine and then going on to take more places. It was literally the only thing we could have done to stop a literal world war. Man, this guy's really fucking stupid.
No! You probably forgot about COVID, too! Being locked up! Not being allowed out! Not being allowed to go to a restaurant! Not being allowed to go to a funeral! Do you remember that?
I'd like to point out that the only reason that lasted for so long was because people were stupid and they didn't listen. COVID was a real threat, but people were too stupid to care about other people and wear a goddamn mask. Do you understand that whole situation went on for nearly 2 years more than it really had to? Because people were stupid and they didn't listen to the real threat that COVID posed? I bet this guy was one of the stupid ass motherfuckers who were anti-maskers, too. Sit down, fucking listen when there's a global health crisis, and maybe you'll be able to have that funeral sooner. Because large gatherings of people were liable to make more funerals. I'm sorry I'm getting so angry, but this guy has been consistently wrong and consistently, blaming people, even though he is wrong. For 5 minutes, I've had to explain. For about 18 minutes, I may just end this video and go over to Matt Powell, because this is getting me just as angry.
Don't forget these days, okay? Because the population has the mind of a fucking chipmunk, and they forget about everything, and they don't realize these politicians are nothing but idiots.
Okay, that is, the first thing, other than him saying politicians are useless, that I actually agree with in this video. The collective attention span of any group of people is basically just the attention span of the person with the best attention span divided by the number of people. The collective attention span for a population as large as is in the USA is depressingly short. Which is why many issues go unresolved. Issues like mass shootings, issues like racial issues, racially motivated issues, like the issues that we had at the beginning of 2020. They get a lot of traction in the beginning, and then that traction very quickly fades away, which is why pretty much nothing ever gets done in this country, because for things to get done, we need actual willingness to get things done, and most people forget about the issues unless there are consistent big ramifications, which is a very real issue in this country right now.
That's all they are. So So, bringing down a drone. We have the helicopters all over the place here. Yeah, one passes by my building at 6 a.m. every fucking morning. Every fucking morning, he's so low, the goddamn... Sorry, I apologize. The fucking windows shake, for crying out loud, okay? That's how low the plane is, the helicopters. Why can't you just take...
Okay, oh, wait. Is it a plane or is it a helicopter? Because if it's... honestly, if it's either, you know what? He said Westchester County? What? New York, Westchester County. Westchester County. Let's see. I don't know what city he lives in, though. What city does CC live in? No, that's not what I meant. CC. His YouTube channel isn't that big for this to do anything for me. Okay, Westchester County, and then Westchester County Airport. Okay, so... Oh shit, did I wake her up? Did I wake you up?
No.
Of course he did. He's been mowing at me too. He has food and water. I don't know what he's fucking mowing about. Alright, but basically... If this guy lives near this airport, this is supposedly a big airport. So, is he really claiming conspiracy when he lives so close to an airport? Like, of course you're gonna have low-flying planes and possibly low-flying helicopters if you live near a fucking airport.
Take a helicopter. It's obvious these things only come out during dusk. You know, they can't come out in the morning. They can't be seen during the daytime. They come out at dusk, right when it's about to get dark. Get everybody out there, and let's throw a net over them. These are just little propellers. It's like a helicopter flies too close to one of those freaking telephone antennas. It's done. Okay, it's just...
What do you want to bet that it's like just a regular flight? Just a regular flight that always like happens at a certain time, and he's bitching and moaning because there's a single flight that goes over where he lives. Because I'm gonna be honest, that sounds about right. That honestly sounds... That sounds exactly like the kind of shit that gets blown out of proportion by conspiracy theorists.
Same premise. Throw a fucking net over it. Let the thing fall. Take a fucking shotgun.
Alright, I'd like to encourage literally everyone to not do this, for multiple reasons. First reason, that's vandalism of property, and, if you do this to government property, it may even be a federal crime. So don't do that. You may end up in federal prison. And second of all, with the shotgun idea, don't shoot upwards. Don't shoot any firearm upwards, especially a shotgun, if it's loaded with birdshot or any other type of ammunition that, instead of being a single bullet, is many bullets, because you will find those bullets raining back down on your head. So please, for the love of God, unless you want to die, do not shoot at aircraft. Drones, helicopters, planes, it does not matter. Do not shoot at them. It is a terrible idea.
And blow the fucking thing out of the air. I mean, for crying out loud. I can't believe that the government cannot figure out how to bring one of these down, study it, find out where the fuck it's coming from.
Okay, here he has, and expect to say this about CC, because usually he doesn't, say things that I can say this about. Here he has made, like, several different assumptions to get to this conclusion. First of all, that the drones are foreign in nature. Second, that the government gives a fuck about getting it and studying it. Third of all, that the government doesn't already know where the fuck it came from. And there are a couple others that I noticed that he made, but I'm just gonna leave them out because good lord. Yeah, let's just
From
continue.
and taking a look at it, taking it apart. Where is the transmission being transmitted? Where is that? Where is the source? Okay, it makes sense when they say this mothership, which is really just like a battleship, because that's the only way to get over from Iran or whatever, the Middle East or whatever the fuck they're.
Okay, why this is why I'm so confused, because he went ship in the ocean from a different country to aliens in a spaceship sending down drones, back to ship from a different country on this earth. And I'm gonna end this video because what the fuck, CC? Most of all of this video is just him getting up in arms about some sort of aircraft going by where he lives, which could easily be explained by him living near an airport. And then he has made a litany of assumptions to basically blow this out of proportion, like pretty much any conspiracy theorist. Just looking. We got Matt Powell in one of these. Disappointing. Anyway, if you keep coming back, subscribe. I don't care otherwise. Bye.